Hello, welcome to Behind the Scenes with Youth Squad Legends. This is, the second video. We're going to talk about the changes to dynamic potential and who's really gained from it. Just loading up. Loading up this backup save that's still at the end of the first season. And just like cringing at the horrific lack of sharpness. Maybe that's also what really breaks the player's dynamic potential. Obviously, that -1 sharpness within the game, that might do it. I found out as well, if I press the squad hub and look at the stats, the first time you just don't see the stats, but when you go back and then into the squad hub again, the stats finally appear. It's career mode, man. They try and add something and then they break something else, man. They just need to fix the coding. They need to fix the coding. Right then, let's go right from the top. Right from the top. It should be a very self-explanatory thing. Look, that documentation that I posted on episode 11 is difficult for me to even read. Like, I just wrote it up and I kind of know relatively what I'm doing, and I don't really want to be spending too much time on it. I just go for it. I gun for it. I'm not saying all my calculations are going to be correct here, but the players that perform well with a lower overall will get a higher upgrade than the players that are expected to do well. And the players then that don't get a lot of appearances, they will decline. Obviously, a lot of players got a lot of appearances last season because we had such a small group, which means that this list, we've not seen that many declines. Hopefully, as seasons go on, the squad slowly builds into maybe 30-man, 32-man. You'll see the fringe, the outside players, the players that should be getting more games, they will slowly start to decline. And I don't want it to be as harsh as what it usually is, because it just means that you can't have a decently sized squad at all in your saves. But I also want it to be fair. I don't want it to be just completely plus everywhere. Just everybody gets an upgrade. I'm not throwing them around like Oprah bloody Winfrey. So hopefully this is fair. Hopefully this is fair. I mean, you can have your own say in the comments. But Lopez was our highest upgraded player. Average rating of 7.16. I tested out the some other saves. Got an average rating save going. I think I did it with Hartlepool, and I simulated, and all the goalkeepers could do was a 6.8. To get a 7.16. 7.16. He was the golden fucking glove winner. 7.16. Plus 6. No doubt about it. Best improved player. He goes up. I think he went up to 70 potential. I don't know the potentials of these players. I've just done that video, and they've already gone out of my head. Kramer and Bustamante, 0. So Kramer didn't have that many appearances. He's alright. Average rating was alright, but he didn't have enough appearances. Bustamante, too high of an overall. Alright, average rating was good, but he was too high of an overall, and any kind of improvements there that could have been made with his average rating got diminished by his overall. So that was a 0. Sanders, though, got a +1. 6.97 average rating. 58 overall. Not bad. Soto was our second highest upgraded player. Fantastic wingback. 58 overall. 58 overall, went up +4 in potential. Kovalchik, since he came back, he's been outrageous. He was projected to get +6, but obviously because he'd been loaned out and recalled in January, he gets half of what he was projected. So it was only a +3. Max Willems, he went down by 1. Okay, that's our first decline. He went down by 1. Cool. Maybe it's because of the high wing backs. So, so what's happened here? Kovalchik and Soto have raised the bar so high on the wing backs that Willems has not got any upgrade from his average rating. 6.9 is actually not a bad average rating. And because he went through that 55 barrier, the 55 overall barrier, he didn't really get anything from that either. Low appearances, he goes down by 1. Saiz, he went up by 1. Mainly because he had such a low overall, and he was shown to play 26 times in the season. Game time is big. I really pushed game time a lot because I don't think game time has been given any kind of credit with the old dynamic potential, or as much as it should do. I mean, for these players, surely you're not expecting a 47 overall to do well in League Two. So just going out there and getting a 6.43, like, it wasn't completely terrible. Like I said, he was kind of passable as a centre back. He's not the worst thing that I've played at centre back with. So yeah, he should be upgraded. Even if he was just like so run of the mill, he should have a chance of being upgraded because I used him so much. Kovalenko will skip past, or what is he now? Duda. We will skip past because he played one game. I mean, there's a global ruling within the documentation that we just skip past players that I think haven't played 10 games. That maybe came in the last 2 months or something. Cook, he went down by 1. He went through that 55 overall bracket, had a fucking atrocious average rating. Absolutely atrocious. It was the worst winger that we had. 6.38. I think he might have been, I think it's just straight up the worst player. And that's difficult because if you simulate, if you play like a season, all 90 minutes, maybe a few playable highlights, because like I did at the end of season 1, you'll know that the central midfielders get the worst ratings. All the time, they get the worst ratings. Don't know why. Game does not like central midfielders. So for Cook to have a worse average rating than all the central midfielders, that takes some going. Jesus Christ, that takes some going. Anderson was a +1. There you go. Yeah, that's about right, isn't it? Anderson showed sparks. Average rating of 6.45. There's a lot of these centre mids, I think, that were in and around the 6.4s. Pearson was a highest average rating central midfielder. And you got Jimmy Gallagher there just behind him. Let's go back. Yeah, Saeed was 6.4 as well. Exactly. So, what are we? Anderson, +1. I think it was because of the projection, obviously, because we got him about 2/3 of the way through the season. So obviously then you have to project it and then third it, which left him with a +1. He was on a course for a +3, I guess. Shimon, 0. I think that's because he's got a high overall. Yes, Anderson 52, Shimon 58. So they had similar effects. There you go, perfect. This is a perfect example of what I'm looking for, right? Shimon and Anderson had a very, very similar effect on the football club. But Anderson did it as a 52 overall. Shimon did it as a 58 overall. You're expecting a bit more from Shimon. That's why Anderson got a +1 and Shimon didn't. There you are. That shows you right there that the documentation works. Perfect. And like I said, 2/3 of the way in, about 2/3. I'm just estimating here. About 2/3, Noah Anderson came in, so he was projected maybe to play 33 games. That is exactly the amount that Shimon did. That is spot-on calculations. Let's go. I'm pumped up about that. Pearson got a +2 at the 56 overall, 6.6 average rating. Probably because he didn't play as many games as Jimmy Gallagher. Yeah, Jimmy Gallagher, so many more appearances. Slightly lower average rating, but so many more appearances. And that's why Gallagher went up +3. Nice, mate. Pavel Novak next. It's completely jumped Johnson for some reason. Pavel Novak went up by +2, and it's a shame that as well, because if he was fit for the, remaining 8 games, it would have been +3, might have even touched +4 if he got high average ratings. We could have even gone for a playoff push for that first season if he didn't get injured. But he ended up on a +2. Still had a decent season even with the injury. 7.02 average rating. That's mega. And I think I touched upon it within an episode. If we hadn't fixed this, they dropped Pavel Novak by 7 potential. That's ridiculous. Have you seen his stat line? 10 assists, which I believe was the highest assist of the entire team. 10 assists, 10 clean sheets, 4 goals. 7.02 average rating. How is that a decrease? That is mental. Eddie Johnson. Kind of fancy changing his name to Eddie Johnson. Whatever. He got a +3. There you go. I think it's because he started off so low. You take the 11 off. He starts off as a 47, so immediately the calculations are working in his favour because he starts off as a 47. He quickly changed to a 58 because of the positional change, which has a deduction, but because it was such a high jump, because he's played so many games, he's found himself with a +3. Francis John got a +3. It's just like high average rating. Even the when I say we make sure that the higher overall players don't get that highest upgrades because they're expected to do well. Even with them calculations and factors put into it, John still scored really fucking well at 7.2 average rating. He was so far ahead of the other strikers, 6.84, 6.50. Reyna's. Oh, Reyna. So, yeah, +3. +3 on his potential. His potential's still underneath 80, though, I think. So, a lot of work to be done on Francis John. Ramon Guerra, +2 for him. Just having a nice, solid season. Because we only had 3 strikers, he was essentially the median average. So nothing increased with his average rating. It was just more to do with his game time. The stunning amount of games that these players played, 45. I don't think anybody will anybody really reach 45 in the second season because we got just so many more players now. We've got rotation options. I don't think so. And Reyna, even though he was shocking, low overall, played 37 games, went up by 1. There you go. That is it. That is what we did for increases in the dynamic potential, increases and decreases. We didn't see that many decreases because a lot of people played game time. We will hopefully see more decreases as the series goes on, but I'm smart. I will try and play these players as much as possible so our new dynamic potential doesn't go against us. Cool. And that's that one done. Oh, I will see you for our third part where we're going to rename a couple of our Youth Academy players, and I will show you how to do that on a program called RDBM. So I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.